After mysteriously disappearing during a graduation trip to Aruba, Natalee Holloway quickly became the focus of a massive investigation and international media attention. Everyone was looking for Natalee Holloway because it was such a big story, with the major suspect being a Dutch honor student named Joran van der Sloot. Joran was a star athlete with devilish good looks, but he was also a cunning, cold-blooded predator who could not resist the urge to kill. Welcome to YARO Crime. Today, we will be talking about the horrifying case of Natalee Holloway. Before we continue, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more true crime cases like this. Natalee Holloway was the first of two children born to Dave and Beth Holloway. After her parents divorced in 1993, she and her younger brother, Matthew, were raised by their mother. Their mother remarried in 2000, and the family relocated to Mountain Brook, Alabama. Natalee was an outstanding student who graduated with honors from Mountain Brook High School in Birmingham's suburbs. In May 2005, Natalee participated in various extracurricular activities, including participation in the National Honor Society and the dance team, and was on track to win a full scholarship to the University of Alabama, where she planned to follow a pre-med curriculum. On May 26, 2005, she and her friends landed in Aruba for a 5-day vacation to celebrate her graduation. A group of 124 students and 7 adult chaperones booked into the Holiday Inn resort in the island's northern section. Bob Plummer, a teacher and chaperone, noted that the chaperones met with the pupils daily to ensure that everything ran smoothly. Police Commissioner Gerald Dumpig, who oversaw the investigation from mid-2005 to mid-2006, stated that the Mountain Brook students engaged in crazy partying, a lot of drinking, and a lot of room switching every night. Natalee met Joran van der Sloot at the hotel where she was staying on May 29th. Later, van der Sloot joined the American contingent at the popular orange-gested bar, Carlos and Charlie's. After spending some time dancing and drinking, Natalee was seen leaving the establishment in a vehicle, with van der Sloot and his 2 companions, Deepak and Setish Kalpo, after it closed at 1 a.m. The following morning, Natalee was absent from the class roll call before their return to the United States. A chaperone promptly informed Natalee's mother, Beth, of her daughter's disappearance. A quick search of her room showed that her passport and luggage remained undisturbed. But Natalee, however, had vanished. Natalee's mother, stepfather, and some family associates arrived in Aruba that evening via chartered plane, with Natalee's parents giving the Aruban police van der Sloot's name and home address about 4 hours later. Beth claimed that the night manager at the Holiday Inn told her about van der Sloot after recognizing him from a video of him chatting to Natalee. The parents and 2 Aruba police officers went to van der Sloot's house to look for Natalee. Van der Sloot, however, denied knowing Natalee. He later changed his story, claiming he and his friend Deepak took Natalee to the California lighthouse area of Arashi Beach because she wanted to view sharks before dropping her off at her hotel at 2 a.m. Van der Sloot claims Natalee fell out of the car, but she denied his assistance as he and Deepak drove away. He also claimed to have noticed Natalee being approached by a dark man dressed in black, similar to security officials. As Natalee had not been formally declared missing yet, an impromptu search party of 100 tourists and locals began looking for her. In the weeks that followed, the search was expanded to include a volunteer team from the Texas Aruban Police, Dutch Marines, and 3 F-16 fighter jets from the Netherlands. Sadly, no evidence of Natalee was discovered. Despite this, the authorities would go on to arrest several suspects. Former hotel security officers were the first suspects in the case to be arrested, but they were released 8 days later. Officials also arrested van der Sloot's father, Polis, and a party boat EG, and they were released on the 9th of June. Under pressure from Natalee's parents and government authorities, the deputy police chief eventually apprehended the 3 adolescents who were last seen with Natalee. These suspects modified their statements, with the Kalpo brothers claiming they dropped off van der Sloot and Natalee at a beach near the Holiday Inn, and van der Sloot claiming he left her there to walk home. A magistrate eventually issued an order releasing the Kalpo brothers, while van der Sloot, on the other hand, was to be held for an additional 60 days. The rest of July would see local authorities on Aruba's northeast shore grabbing at potential leads and inventing stories. Hair strands were found attached to a piece of duct tape, and it was sent to the FBI crime lab in Quantico, Virginia. Sadly, the hair strands weren't Natalee's. Authorities also began draining the pond opposite the neighboring Marriott Hotel following a complaint from a gardener, who claimed to have seen van der Sloot and Kalpo digging nearby. The Kalpo brothers were apprehended again in August, but the siblings and van der Sloot were released on the condition that they remain available to the police. However, despite the arrests and ongoing media attention, the mystery of Natalee Holloway's disappearance still remained. Van der Sloot gave multiple interviews in the months after his release, detailing his perspective on the events. The most notable interview aired on Fox News over 3 evenings in March 2006. During the interview, van der Sloot indicated that Natalee desired to have sexual relations with him, but he declined because he didn't have a condom. He explained that Natalee had requested that they remain on the beach, but according to van der Sloot, he had to go to school the next day, so he left with Satish Kalpo around 3 a.m. While Natalee was still on the beach, van der Sloot also admitted that he was embarrassed to have left a young woman alone on the beach, albeit at her request, and that he first lied because he expected Natalee to show up somewhere along the line. On November 21, 2007, over 2 years after Natalee's disappearance, van der Sloot and the Kalpo brothers were detained again. Van der Sloot was arrested in the Netherlands, where he attended school, while the Kalpos were detained in Aruba due to new incriminating evidence. The evidence, however, was insufficient to advance the case, and all 3 suspects were released on December 7th. In a hidden camera broadcast conducted by Dutch reporter Peter R. de Vries, van der Sloot informed an associate that Natalee collapsed when they were on the beach, and that because he was unable to resuscitate her, he and a companion disposed of her body from a boat. When notified that his purported confession had been recorded on tape, van der Sloot insisted he was lying. But it wouldn't be long before van der Sloot would get brazen and make a mistake that could see him spending the rest of his life behind bars. On March 29, 2010, van der Sloot contacted John T. Kelly, the legal representative for Natalee, with an offer to disclose the location of her corpse and the circumstances surrounding her death in exchange for an advance payment of $25,000. Kelly informed the FBI of van der Sloot's proposal, and they arranged to carry out the transaction as part of an undercover operation. Van der Sloot accepted $100,000 in cash, which was documented by undercover investigators in Aruba and had $15,000 wired to his Dutch account. It turned out, however, that the information he provided was fraudulent, with authorities stating that the home, where he claimed Natalee's body had not been constructed at the time of her disappearance. Van der Sloot was charged with extortion and wire fraud in the United States on June 3. A warrant for van der Sloot's capture was issued and transmitted to Interpol by the District Court for Northern Alabama. Due to a lack of law enforcement, van der Sloot was able to flee to Peru. Surprisingly, several individuals still believe van der Sloot was innocent. On May 30, 2010, 5 years to the day after Natalee's disappearance, a 21-year-old business student named Stephanie Flores Ramirez was reported missing in Lima, Peru, and a body was discovered in a hotel room registered in van der Sloot's name. On June 4th, van der Sloot was extradited to Peru after being detained in Chile on the allegation that he had killed Ramirez. According to Peruvian authorities, van der Sloot confessed to murdering Ramirez after losing his composure because she accessed his laptop without permission and discovered information connecting him to Natalee. Van der Sloot reportedly told Peruvian police that he knew where Natalee's corpse was and offered to help Aruba authorities in their search. Van der Sloot pleaded guilty to the murder of Ramirez on January 11, 2012. The Peruvian lawyer representing van der Sloot intends to submit a motion contesting the decision to provisionally extradite his client. A knowledgeable source in the extradition case stated that Vander Sloot's extradition flight could occur within a week of the agreements. If Vander Sloot is found not guilty in the US, he will be returned to Peru to complete his sentence. If he is found guilty, the Peruvian and American governments must concur on where he will serve his US sentence and the rest of his Peruvian sentence. Is Vander Sloot responsible for Natalee Holloway's disappearance? Do you believe he will be charged with murder if he steps on US soil? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this fascinating situation. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you enjoy our videos and want to help support the channel, then please like, share, and subscribe.